So in the Open Journal Club at the Humboldt Institute for Internet and Society, you presented your recent paper, Breaking the Web, Data Localization versus the Global Internet. I'm wondering if you could explain how the web is breaking and what the tension between data localization and the global internet is.
So around the world, as the paper shows, my paper with Lynn Lake shows, countries are moving towards localizing data. By this I mean efforts to make sure that data about nationals, about their nationals, doesn't leave home, or to encumber it if it goes abroad, to make it harder for it to go abroad. And so by doing that, they make it hard to have a global internet, because the internet is fundamentally about information sharing. The internet doesn't care where you're coming from or where the information is being sent to. And so it makes it hard to have a global service, for example, that provides services across the world, because the global service will have to build out local infrastructures or contract to local infrastructures across the world, making it very complicated and costly to offer a global service.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. What is your vision of global information sharing rules? How could they be, or how should they be?
So I think that there has to be rules for global information sharing. If we allow information to be anywhere, then we have to make rules, put rules into place that limit how much companies can share that information with others, especially with government authorities, because we've seen lots of abuse of that information occur. So we have examples from Yahoo's early misadventures in China, when Yahoo was asked to disclose information about dissidents within China, and Yahoo turned around and complied readily with the Chinese demands. I think those kinds of lessons have told us that we should be cautious about information sharing these companies with governments. And so we need to have rules for information sharing. We also need to have rules that allow governments to access information. So that definitely is necessary across borders, because as people use global services, their information is going to be available globally. It's going to be stored globally. And so we need to have rules in place that allow governments to access foreign data held abroad, whether it's held by their own companies or foreign companies. And those rules need to be efficient, and they need to be, but they need to always keep in mind the civil liberties, and not assume that everyone in the world is a terrorist and therefore their information must be handed over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. You have argued that censorship plus data localization equals total control. So, where do you see the way out?
So, I think that most countries are recognizing that data localization is unworkable. Schengen routing in the Schengen area of the EU is obviously unworkable. You can get some of the traffic perhaps routed, maybe more of the traffic routed within European continental Europe, but really you won't protect. What does it say about a link sent by Dropbox? Do we know that Dropbox servers that are holding your link are stored locally? What if you send someone a New York Times story? Is that information suddenly jumped the barriers? What I said this afternoon at the Open Journal Club was that Berlin should be the last place to erect new walls to data, and so new walls in cyberspace. That I walked through the Brandenburg Gate readily without even knowing that I was walking through it today, which seems like an embarrassing moment. But that's the way we should be able to walk through cyberspace without even knowing it.
Great, beautiful. Thank you very much.